where it's loose. We'll talk.
Loose.
We complain. We get
like
negative.
my stool.
That's great. That's
perfect.
the kind of
Good starting
energy.
point.
That's great. Well, you'll get it. I mean, Russell was in a dressing room with me for a very long time, so Russell knows I'm a dirty
diva.
Well, can I be,
homosexual.
we didn't know because when you were coming, I was like, we'll talk. I want to talk about the box, and we'll get to the box. I have a lot of things.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but then
Yeah.
I got a text from your people. It's like, Frankie's coming with 12 people.
I know.
And
well,
I said, my
yes.
God, 12 people.
Russell knows both of them. Yeah, because they come to the show a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure.
I met a lot of my friends.
I did a show at the box.
Oh.
Like it was called Clown Bar. It was like a play that they got in there earlier.
Oh, work.
So, but it was like,
Well, we should set up that you just shot a music video.
yeah, I was going
Yeah.
to get to that.
Okay.
Usually, you know how we flow into it.
I
and
don't
then
know.
they
I
pick up the
don't-
pieces.
We didn't say
yeah.
anything. We just started.
Yeah.
There was no beginning.
Yeah.
But
This is in media res, as they say.
yes.
I went to school.
Yeah.
So I saw one show, but you did MC stuff for a little bit there too.
I did, yeah.
So okay, so tell me, I've told a couple stories of the things that I saw from my
yeah.
one show there.
Okay.
Tell me some of the best, the craziest, the I tell a story.
Yeah, what-
there
you
was
say what
someone
your craziest
who
was.
it was clear that the act was he was gonna fist himself.
Yeah.
And first one, didn't quite get in there.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah,
stretched it out.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Two,
Yeah.
so close.
Yep.
And then
And you're like, third time.
third time, here we go.
Straight in.
Not quite.
Couldn't
and
do
then we
it.
gave you got a lot in there.
Yeah, you swanned. Did they at least swan?
It was like
That's when
yeah.
you get to the knuckles.
But it was clear that they were looking for like a notch, the wrist.
The
you
wrist.
Know, you know
yeah.
that there's guys that like get tattoos, which how far they've been. You know what I'm
Is
saying?
that
Up
true?
There's like a circle. If you see a guy with like a circle around his forearm, that's how far in they've been. So
That
mine
can't
would
be
just,
true of
mine
every
would just
guy
be
I've
like
seen.
right here on
Wait,
my knuckles, which is boring. Could you imagine if I just had like black knuckles and I'm like, look, guys, I did it.
Wait, I have a question though. So
I have a
do
funny
you-
fisting story as well, but
Yes,
we'll continue. Yeah.
please.
Okay, go.
Do you? Okay. My question is, when this happens, if you're gonna like make a tattoo,
Yeah.
Do you mark
do
it
you,
with a
yeah,
pen?
do you have a marker,
Yeah,
a
I
permanent
mean,
marker near you?
I guess.
like to be like, okay.
I don't know. I'm the wrong guest for this particular question, but I do know that it happens.
You are the
got-
most right guest we've ever had.
No one's ever brought it to us before.
Okay, I'm so I'm
Yeah.
glad to educate, but
Yeah.
I don't actually know the process. I guess like this is like I guess like when you set out to do the Guinness Book of World Records, you're like you're going to do it. Like you set everything up. You like make sure that there's someone there to like make sure that it's like legit.
Yeah.
And everything's fine. Maybe that's how it happens.
Are there? I feel like
There's-
there's probably
There's like a panel. There's a panel of judges that
Yeah.
sits and watches and hands you the Sharpie.
It has to be a record for it.
Yeah.
but Guinness World Records, I feel like they probably don't do dirty. But
But
there
also-
must be a dirty. Can you look up? Is there a dirty Guinness,
Guinness
World
Book of World
Record?
Records.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also people's arms are different lengths, so you'd have to really measure the arm length, and because if you were like they got to the elbow, some people have short arms.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
it's not.
I
As
bet
impressive.
whatever regulatory body observes this, they're a
Would-
little
yes.
bit loose.
Yes.
Like many of the people they observe. So
Touche.
what else have you seen there? What have you tell me?
One time I was emceeing, and we got raided, which was wild.
By who?
So I was like, "Have a drink on me, have a drink on me," and then cops came down the aisle and they had their little flashlights.
I thought
up,
what
and I
you
just,
said to
they
the
said,
Raiders,
"Keep
and I was like-
going." No, we got raided.
You got raided while you were singing.
While I was singing,
Okay.
on the stage, cops coming down the aisle with the flashlights, looking at me, and they were like, "Just keep going." And I was like, "Never take on me. What's up, motherfuckers? And welcome to the box." And I didn't say the part where I usually do. It was like, "Everybody, get out your drugs." I was like, everybody." Use responsibly somewhere else. Anyway, shots. Have a drink on me. Like it was like
God.
what I'm
And did they
saying?
get into it? Did they?
I know it was totally fine. We didn't get shut down that night, so I don't know what they were there for. I don't know what ended up happening, but I do know like while I was on stage, I was like they're coming to arrest me. I was
Yeah.
like they know what I did last summer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, it's me.
This
They're
is
coming for me.
This is pre-sobriety.
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine
for
they had to
sure.
put handcuffs
Yeah.
on
For
the person
sure.
with the fist in the ass?
Yeah. I did not MC at the box sober ever. I mean, I performed there many times sober, but I don't think as an MC.
You performed there. It was so late at night.
Yeah, it's so
It was
late.
too late. When
It's
I
so
got there,
late.
it starts at 1.
1:30, 2:30, 3:30 a.m.
Oh
That's
my God.
too late. That's too late.
Yes, I know. I used to do that and then go do a show the next day. Crazy.
Oh.
Who am I? That was.
Oh wait, was this like?
I was
This
young.
is like Mamma Mia days.
Mamma Mia days, Rock of Ages days.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'd be like, let's go.
Would you go to the box with me? We talk about it so much.
Yeah, of course.
It's so much fun.
Yeah, I've never been.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
we'll
it's
go.
so much fun.
I would
and-
definitely go. Yeah.
Okay,
Listen,
good.
I will tell you, like, the best thing that I ever saw at the box and what made me fall in love with the box was my friend Rosewood, right? She enters with a guy, and she comes up on stage. She brings him in. It's very much like she's an escort, and she he pays her money. She ties him up, puts him on the to the bed. And then he's like being like nasty with her and disgusting. And then she kills him, sets the bed on fire on stage, reveals that she is also male as well, and puts on his clothes and leaves as a man and walks straight out. And it was like, I got chills, my whole body. And like the brilliance of the box is like, there are men there who have purchased a female companion who are now shitting themselves because of what they just saw on stage.
Oh,
That's beautiful.
And that's the
Smart,
brilliance
yeah.
of the box, because it is designed to scare you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember I took Jim Belushi there once. He, to this day, still talks about the shit that he saw Rosewood do because it was terrifying to him. Like, it put his masculinity at, like, it gave him fear. It injected fear into his body. And the reason why I love the box so much is because when I was running around this city like, a lunatic, little homosexual, I didn't feel like I belonged anywhere. Like, I went to gay clubs and I was like, that wasn't me.
Sure.
Like, that wasn't me. Then I would be like, okay, I'm going to take all my girlfriends to straight clubs. And they'd be like, you can't wear a sleeveless shirt. And I'm like, this is a $2,000 sleeveless shirt. And then I'm like, that girl's wearing a napkin. I'm like, what the fuck? Or I'd get
we are on the same page.
I
then,
would get
Frankie.
on a table and I would start dancing next to the girls. And they were like, you come down. And I was like, me? What about her? And they were like, she can stay. And I was like, I will fucking rip all of your fucking heads off. So...
But at the box, they said,
went to the
"Too many
box,
clothes."
and they said, "We love you." They said, "You go get up on that stage. You go dance. What are you doing tomorrow night? Come back again. Entertain our guests. Like, will you come for free? We just love you."
And it does feel like it feels like you hear old New York stories.
Yeah.
Like and you're like, it doesn't feel like we have as many places now that are in a good way. You go and you're like, this is kind of scary.
Yes.
Like in a way of like, it's entertainment, but it's kind of freaking me out
It's
because
designed
it's
to
art
freak
that's
you
like
out.
it's
Yes.
challenging me. It's making me
Yes.
feel a little uncomfortable. And I think people are so scared of being uncomfortable
Yep.
that you're like, it is good for us to be like, what is this? What?
Or they're so used
You
to
know?
like kind of like faux discomfort. Like I think,
Yeah.
I sometimes see. Listen, there's a lot of great drag queens out there, but sometimes I see a drag thing where it's kind of like, ooh, or you got a big. It's kind of like, oh, we're talking about gay sex. I'm like, where's the cock?
Yeah.
Where's the fist in the ass? You know what I mean? Where's the cock?
But you don't have to wonder at the box because
Yeah.
it
You don't
comes
have to
right
wonder-
out.
This is the downside.
This is where you go. You can see cock. Yeah.
1, 2,
Oh.
3. Downside. You're listening to The Downside
The downside.
with Gianmarco Soresi.
This is the downside. This is a place where we complain, get negative. We don't have to pretend things
do?
are good. We don't talk about the rhythm of life. We talk about the rhythm of strife.
Oh,
and that's
but we
the
will
most
talk about the
preparation
rhythm of
we will talk about.
Good segue.
I saw your people are like, whoa, we are talking.
Whoa.
Yeah, Rhythm of Strife. Word. That was the working title, Rhythm of Strife.
Rhythm of Strife?
Rhythm of
In
Love.
the rhythm of
It's better.
strife. Yeah.
It doesn't sing as well.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Ife.
Doesn't.
Ife is a
Yeah.
tough one.
Yeah.
Ife.
Ife. Knife.
Ife. No.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good.
Well, Frankie Grande, it's an honor having you here.
Hey, I'm so happy to be here.
I'm very happy to meet you. You worked with Russell in
I
Titanic.
did.
Titanic. Titanic.
And
Yes.
The old days.
We have a Lortel and
yeah.
now an Olivier.
Olivier.
Wow.
Olivier.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Amazing.
you were one of those. Russell is he's more cautious asking people to do the podcast. You know,
For a
And
long time, he's like, get
I
Frankie,
said,
get Frankie, get Frankie. I was like,
Frankie.
oh, wait, let's get a few more people that I can say we had these people on, you know, to try and like
yeah.
In the email.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
really.
I was like, it was like, yeah, you know, but you're much more forward. than me.
I have to be. My
Yeah.
God, we wouldn't have had guests for
That's
3 years
so
if
true.
you were in charge of the booking process here.
I completely relate to that, Russell.
Yeah.
I hate asking people to do anything.
Yeah.
Like even when like for GLAD or like, you know, when I had a different charity organization, Broadway in South Africa, I was like, hey, would you, can I, but like
Yeah.
GLAD, like everyone's like, yeah, of course we do it. Like, why didn't you ask sooner? And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know.
It's hard.
I hate asking people to do anything. But anyway, I'm glad I'm here.
Yeah.
Thanks
I
for
never thought I
asking.
could do it, but then once you put the money in for the microphones,
Yes,
you go, okay,
it's
I'm
an
gonna
honor.
change.
It's
Yeah.
an honor.
Thank you. That's
Yeah.
very nice.
It's an honor to be here. It's my pleasure.
I wonder if I saw
I'd be offended if you didn't ask.
I saw Mamma Mia when I was. Mamma Mia was my probably second Broadway show. I think I saw Lion King.
Okay.
But Mamma Mia.
What year?
I mean, I was in middle school, so definitely 5th, 6th grade. What was that? You were in your 30s at this
Shut
point.
the
But no, what is that? 12, 13, 14, something
Yeah,
like that.
sure.
But like my
It's early
AIM
2000s.
name was Papa Pia because I loved Mamma Mia so much, and my parents were divorced. So at my mom's house I had Mamma Mia as my screen name, and then with numbers. Then my dad's house I had Papa Pia.
Oh
you
my
couldn't
God,
log
Papa
in with the same
Pia.
login?
Papa Pia.
Papa
That
Pia.
should be the sequel. That
Yeah.
should have been the
It
sequel.
should be.
Not Mamma Mia too. It should
They
have been
still have a
Papa
chance. They
Pia.
still have the third one.
Judy
Yeah.
Kramer. I'm gonna text her. I'm
Yeah,
gonna be like,
yeah.
Judy, I got something for you.
What I gotta
Papa
tell you,
Pia.
it really like I loved it. It was the first time I was like, you can dance in the aisles.
Yeah, I know.
That's the first time. You know, now it's like, yeah, there's dance in the aisles. Like,
Yeah.
It's the best show. I'm so happy it's coming back.
When were you in it? What years?
I was in 2007 to 2010.
wow, you did 3 years.
I did 3.
What's it like doing a show for 3 years?
Exhausting. No, I mean, listen, if there's going to be a show you do for 3 years, like I would pick Mamma Mia every time.
Really?
Because it's just joyful. Like, it's so fun. The music is so great. The audience gets involved. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to do, like, a Tom Shepard play for fucking 3 years.
I agree with
Do you know
that.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or
But
like,
were there some
or like
days
The
that-
Outsiders. You know, I don't want to be, like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
beaten
Yeah.
every night and, like, in the rain and, like, dead. You know, that's, like,
Yes.
exhausting.
Yeah.
Do that for 6 months.
But was there any Mamma Mia day that you said, God,
Oh,
I don't want to fucking sing Dancing Queen today?
Until I was on stage.
Wait,
Absolutely. Once I was on stage, I was like, "This is the best thing."
Frankie, you
that
have
ever
such a
happened in my
funny
life.
Mamma Mia story that I
I
just
do.
remembered.
Can you tell us?
Please, can you tell it?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's one of my favorite stories of all time. I just
Okay.
remembered it.
I love this one. All right, so scene. Okay, so we are on stage. You know, we're a male ensemble of flaming homosexuals, of course. But we're like, you know, we're straight on stage. Like people were like, "Wow, you look straight." And I'm like, "That's amazing. I know we're acting. It's cool. We can act." And so there's this one scene where we actually have to come on for the bachelor party, and we're in scuba flippers, and we jump in. It's "Don't go wasting your emotion." We lift up Sky, lay all your love on me. We do like a little tap dance in flippers, and then we bring him over to the boat. And we push him off stage. Well, one night, without our knowledge, the wardrobe department decided we don't like those black rubber flippers. They are ugly and they're not pretty. We would like them to use blue plastic flippers. And we're like, okay. So our stage also, mind you, is plastic because it lights up. So it's like, you know, you can see the tiles light up and change. So we run off stage and we're like, I was like, what are those our flippers? And they're like, yeah, go. It's like a quick change. Okay, so put on the thing, and we go, and we're going, and it's high kicks to come out, and you just hear, whoa! Ah! Like all of us, one at a time, slipped and fell on our asses, and we are just screaming like dolphins, like making high, gay sounds that only dolphins and fellow homosexuals can hear. And we're supposed to be singing. There's no singing. There's just screaming. There's music, and then we crawl to Sky. We managed to lift him up on our shoulders, which I don't know how I did that. I was the lifter in the show, by the way. I'm 5'7", 135.
Sky was light.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, lifted him on my shoulder, put him on the boat, and then went to push him off, slipped, and was dragged off stage by the boat as it pulled me off because there was no traction on this.
No traction. Wait.
So I call that my flipping, falling, flailing faggots story.
Wait, Frankie, that's not even the one I was talking about.
Oh, that's my favorite one.
The one that I remember.
Can I say something really quick? Because it's going to be funny. Russell's told me that there's a story that he wants you to tell, and I believe you phrased it. Can I say the way that you phrased it?
What?
Wait, no, because I don't want you to give away the punchline.
Okay, don't do it.
Okay.
Which is the punchline?
Okay. It was a Broadway Cares Equity Fights.
Oh
AIDS.
my God, that's a great story.
Okay,
too.
but here's
That's my favorite one.
So I was
okay.
I was like,
I thought it was
where?
the flipping, falling faggots.
But when he
I
said
don't know if
this,
I knew that one.
I think I said, "Where's the AIDS gonna come into this story?" And I'm listening, like, how bad
like,
did this
what?
accident get? No, I mean,
No.
Oh my God.
This
Okay,
one's-
Miss Linda Goldfarb.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know her name, but
Linda
yeah.
Goldfarb.
I was listening and I was like,
What?
"You
Rewind the
missed-"
tape back to one. Okay.
You're like,
We, at the end of Mamma Mia, sometimes allowed walk-on winners who gave a lot of money to Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS, and so we could raise money for the Red Bucket and BCEFA. So one day, they're like, okay, we're going to have a walk-on winner, and they're going to do the BCEFA speech at the end of the show.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. Great, that sounds fine. So you guys stay on. She'll come up. She's gonna do the speech, and then we're gonna raise money, and then everyone's gonna go home. Great, cool. So we're there. This woman walks out on stage, and she goes, "Hello, I'm Linda Goldfarb, and every year my husband Barry Goldfarb helps actors who are struggling and dying of AIDS." Like these. And she motions to the cast of Mamma Mia as we're standing there on stage. And we literally are all like... we're like... Give us your money. Like, we didn't know what the fuck to
like
do.
these is so funny.
Like these.
Like these.
And we were all
is
just
so
like,
funny.
what the fuck? And then she's like, so please give everything you can. Thank you. Playoff. You can dance. You can jive. And we're just like...
I love imagining people in the audience be like, wait, does the whole cast of Mamma Mia have AIDS?
I know. That's
Like,
And they
what?
didn't even
Like,
mention
they're
it in the
like- they're
marketing. Like that would surely you'd say, guys, I know you've seen Mamma Mia before.
Guys, you've seen it. It's
But
been
this
running.
cast-
It's
this
been
is
running
the
10
AIDS
years.
cast.
But
you
this
can
is
be positive that this cast.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Can
Wow.
you believe that? Is that
Wow,
unbelievable?
that is my
Linda
favorite
Goldfarb.
story.
Okay, cut the other one then from the podcast.
No,
No,
wait,
no, we don't cut.
No, well, you
No,
why not?
just
That's a good story, too.
You're like,
No.
we don't know how to edit.
Watch the other one and watch
Too
my
lazy.
face
We
as I
can't
go.
cut.
Watch my face listening to the first one going,
Where's
Yes,
the
you're just
AIDS?
waiting for the
Okay.
AIDS punchline.
Where's the AIDS?
Nope. Just that one was just the wardrobe department being ridiculous.
so
But I'm sure we were injured though, if that helps. This
Yeah,
one.
Thank you.
That does
for
help.
sure. Yeah.
parents got divorced young. Parents got divorced young.
True.
2,
Two.
baby,
Work.
6 months.
You did your research.
Oh yeah.
Or were you there?
I'm
was
why,
there.
I'm why they split up. I'm
Work.
sorry.
Amazing.
Did you go back and forth as a kid?
Yes. Yes. There was mandatory visitation.
Oh, so it wasn't. It was.
My mom had sole custody.
Sole custody.
Yeah.
And then when you were 10,
Yes.
you moved to Boca Raton.
Yeah. Boca Raton, Florida.
How did your dad take that?
Not well.
Sure.
Yeah, he was like at the airport, being like, "Don't go."
Oh my
yeah,
God.
it was a weird. It was like a very difficult thing to move away. But my mom was pregnant, and this was her last time that she could fly. So it was like everything was happening so fast and so quickly.
Was she remarried?
She was remarried at that time.
Uh-huh.
Yes, pregnant with my sister. At the airport. Yeah, but it was like.
And your dad found it when the flight showed up.
Yeah, he was like, "Yeah, you can't
Frankie,
leave."
and you're 10.
I know. It was
Brutal.
like horrible.
Do you remember? Was he appealing to you at all, or what did he know to like leave you out of it?
I haven't really spoken to him about like this particular set of situations, but what I gather from him, like we're very close now, our relationship is stronger than ever, was that like he just wasn't around terribly much as a dad when I was young. He was he was a lung doctor. He was a hotshot lung doctor. He was single. He had a Porsche. Like that's how he would pick me up. Like we would go drive around. So like I think in that moment perhaps he realized, oh fuck. Like I maybe could have been around more.
Okay,
and
too.
like
My dad had a Ferrari.
Yes,
I feel like there's a similar.
And then maybe, and I think honestly that was the beginning of our relationship actually growing more was when I moved away.
Sure,
which was interesting because it was like more, conscious. Like
course.
when we were together, you know,
Yeah.
like it was more like, you know, like the visitation of it all wasn't like, oh, I'm driving to like Paramus from Englewood.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's like I'm like fucking getting on a plane,
Sure.
and like flying somewhere, and then we're together for a longer period of time, and we're only together. So like, I think that started to actually help our relationship.
What was the schedule like, or was it was it summers?
I think it was like every other holiday situation
yeah.
kind of thing. And then like yes, on like spring break or something.
Sure.
But
I
like,
always wondered that, like, because I just had back and forth custody with the whole life, and whenever I heard people who had that situation, I thought, was there ever a spring break that you said, well, frankly, I'd rather go to somewhere or chill than all vacations mean I'm not near my friends?
no, I've never done that. I am the biggest people pleaser on earth. So I'm like, no, I'll go like whatever. Like even if I have like a vacation schedule and then my family's like, wait, we're going here. I'm like, I cancel it. You know, like it's like
Sure.
I'm the worst when it comes to advocating for myself.
Sure.
But I'm getting better. I am getting better. I'm
good.
I'm learning.
Do you think that
learning.
came from being? I talk about divorce a lot.
Yeah,
but do
I
you
think
that
so.
came from like? Because you didn't have that autonomy as a kid.
And also like being a queer kid who didn't know he was queer.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of that I feel like is just like, how do I make you feel happy? Like how do I like appease you, make sure that you're not asking questions, make sure that like you're a happy person, make sure like, you know, that I'm conforming to what your idea of me should be.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because I also didn't have an idea of what I should be.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, I'm supposed to date a girl, so yeah, I guess I'll have the hottest girlfriend at 16 years old and, you know, lose my virginity to her at prom.
Well, you got the hottest girlfriend too.
Yeah, and she was a senior.
Wow.
And what grade are you?
Sophomore, junior?
Sophomore.
Wow.
Oh my God.
I know, because I was like, you know, I'm like, this is what you're supposed to do. This is what I'm told I'm supposed to do. I didn't have,
How did you flirt?
Fucking-
Like what was your? Because when I was a sophomore, I would have loved to be with a senior.
Yeah, I know, right?
What did you?
What
What was your?
do you want dating trips from the 16-year-old Frankie?
I do.
I bought them a lot of expensive things. A lot of Tiffany's. Tiffany's.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you think if they were older, they would have been like,
Baccarat?
"Oh, you're gay. You know everything I want."
I mean, I was literally in like head to toe Versace. I don't know how no one figured it out. Like no one. It was like
in Boca Raton. There's kind of like some
no gay people. There's no gay.
No.
It's
No,
Florida.
but that's a little flashier down there. I feel like sometimes.
No, that's Miami.
Oh, yeah,
You gotta
yeah,
get,
Sure.
you gotta get
You're
down to
right.
Miami.
Yeah.
You go to the
Not
Nordstroms in
Boca
Boca Raton,
Raton.
and it looks like this fucking couch. It's like khaki
Yeah.
and gray and fucking like black and then this green. I'm sorry, it's lovely. It's a lovely couch.
We went through
This
a
is
lot
not a
of
gay
couch
man's couch.
options.
This is not a gay
Yeah.
man's
Sure,
couch. There's
sure.
no gay man that would have this couch. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it's like no, it's not Boca. No.
Do you
Yeah.
remember flirting? Do you remember like were you putting on a heterosexual thing and energy?
I mean,
or,
I
like,
had a gold cross that was about this big
Oh, yeah.
on my chest.
Yeah.
I was like the Roman Catholic. I had a much bigger nose. Now I'm on my third.
Yeah.
So like I had like a big
You're
Catholic.
your third nose?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Her name is Christina Pratt.
I mean, it looks phenomenal.
Thank you so much.
Why was the first? Was it just better surgeons along the way, or you just mixing
No,
it
same
up?
surgeon.
Same surgeon.
Same surgeon. Just went to go in for a revision, and I was like, well, while you're in there, let's change it up. I was like, let's switch it up. I'm ready.
I
Yeah.
need to get. I have a deviated septum, and I
That's
should
what
get
started
fixed.
it. Started with a deviated septum, and then I was like, well, while you're in there. And then this last time it was like my tip was dropping. So he was going to lift the tip. And I was like, well, while you're in there, you know.
Can I ask a question? Because I think, we're in entertainment. I'm going to have to do something someday.
To your nose?
Something. Anything.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Facelift,
Got it.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I go, you look at people where it doesn't look great, and you go, did they go too far? Did they try to go cheap? How are you sure? Do you need
have
to
to
like
know
look
how
at
to
other
ask
people?
the right person.
Yeah,
right.
you do.
Like,
And I got a recommendation from my ENT, and he's the head of plastics at Lenox Hill. So I was like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It looks great.
probably going to be fine.
Yeah.
You know? And then have a consultation and do the pictures and the 3D model and blah, 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 and all that stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
So yes,
Yeah.
he had pictures of Chris Pratt's nose because I said I want Chris Pratt's nose on the operating room, like everywhere, like when
Yeah.
I walked in. I was like, good, you did your homework. I was watching Jurassic World and I was like, that's the nose.
That's so funny because I remember going to like
I want that nose.
I went to a barber with a picture of
Barber or Barbara?
A barber.
I went to a Barbara.
I went to a barber.
I went to a Barbara Streisand concert
with a picture of who's the brown-haired guy, Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. And I said, make me look like this. And he was like...
With the hair, like a wig?
It was just
like long hair?
Yeah, long. Like I just
Yeah.
wanted it down. I didn't want it Jewy and up like it is. And he kind of... It was a moment of him going like, buddy...
Yeah.
This is never going to happen.
Yeah, this is not gonna
But
happen
I guess
for you.
it can.
It can.
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah, you can. It's now we have hair products.
You could go to Turkey, right?
They
That's where
probably
people
had hair
do
products
that.
then, but you
Turkey,
didn't know.
where people get their hair
Oh, I'm
filled
thinking about
in.
it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The second those him stopped
I love hair
working.
transplants.
Yeah.
I've had 2.
Really?
You had 2?
Yeah.
Both same spot?
I've done everything. Yeah, of course, in the front.
What happened after the
That's
first
great.
time?
That's
Did
why
they
I
start
look-
falling out again?
That's why I look,
Your hair's so amazing.
That's why I'm
You got
living
great
a
hair.
lie. Everyone has no idea how old I am. Someone asked me if I was my sister's twin yesterday, and I was like,
That's
yes.
nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, I am.
Sure.
There's a 10-year age gap. I was like, yes, we're twins. Thank you.
If you were 10 too, there must have been part of you with a people pleaser of it all is that you're an older sibling, like, and you've been around for like the divorce, and you are then trying to be like, oh, like want both sets of parents to feel good. I want the new sibling to feel good. It is like you were in a role of like where it could be. That's where people pleasing comes from. I feel like.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think I really started to come up with my own identity even until Broadway. I think because that was when I was truly like on my own for the first time in my life.
Yeah.
And then around gay people for the first time in my life. Like
that was the first time?
I mean,
That's
there
a
were
strong
like
dose to start.
6 guys in the whole college
you
where
were,
I was.
You were out in Broadway.
I was.
You're
I came
out.
out at 21.
Was
so
it when the
senior
woman
year.
turned this way and said, like, these people, you're like, oh
Yeah,
my
like
God.
I was like, oh yes,
Yeah.
that was the thing
That's
my mother
me.
warned me about.
Yeah.
AIDS.
When
Yeah.
did you come out?
I came out at 21.
21.
So I was a senior in college.
Was the family cool?
Yeah. I mean, eventually, I think my mom was like just in the beginning, like just shocked. Like went through what many mothers from that time period. 'cause
course.
she
Yeah.
lived through the AIDS epidemic. You know, so
Sure.
she had many friends that died of AIDS. She lost them to AIDS. So like, I think she was just terrified. She was just like, my son's gonna die. That's it. That's
Yeah.
all she thinks.
Yeah.
You know, like, and like in today, like this political climate, she's freaking out again.
Yeah.
She's like,
Sure.
they're coming for you, and I was like, Mom, they're not coming for me, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's a tough time for our community, and we're gonna have to do some uncomfortable things. We're gonna have to fight, and it's gonna suck, but we're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
immediately, the fear comes right back in our eyes. Like as soon as fucktard was elected again.
Sure.
Yeah.
I hate him.
That's our official position too. We're not fans.
Yeah,
No.
Not fans.
I don't imagine.
Not yet. I'm just
He starts adding a tariff to Patreon subscribers. We're in big trouble.
Yeah.
So you majored in biology,
Yes.
acting,
Yes,
theater, and dance.
and dance.
Which is a crazy combo
It's wild.
to have biology on there.
Yeah, I know. Had the lung surgeon.
Yeah.
Yes. Mandatory visitation when I was a child was in the emergency room, was in his office, was taking EKGs, was walking around with the nurses, and I fell in love with it. I literally would walk in and be like, "Hello, I'm Dr. Bashirni's son. Can I have your vitals?" Like it was great.
I gotta tell you, if I maybe had lung cancer, wouldn't find it cute at all.
I know.
I'd say, get this fucking kid out of here and bring the doctor. What is going on?
I know. I'm surprised I got away with murder as a child. Got away with murder. I was so charming.
Yeah?
I was so charming.
Yeah.
So charismatic.
But your dad was too. You say he was a hot shot. Was he like a charming doctor? He had good bedside
of course.
manner.
Best bedside manner.
Did
And
you
a
ever see him
genius.
deliver bad? Were you ever there when he said, like, what kind of
showed
lungs
me-
period all over?
Yeah, he showed me a black lung once. Like that was excised.
Oh God.
It was gross.
Yeah.
Did he show it as a
Squeezed
lesson?
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never smoked. Well, I'm like one of those people that like listened to their father when they did the thing.
Yeah.
Instead of being like either, I don't care what you say, Dad. Like I was like, okay.
Sure.
He was like, don't smoke. I was like, cool.
Smoking ads were, or the anti-smoking ads were very strong when I was a kid too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very
Like
strong.
I didn't start smoking again until this guy got me back into it.
We don't smoke.
Now and
Smoke.
then.
Now
Now
and
and then.
then.
Now and
we'll
then we
have
have a cigarette.
Like once every 3 months. you know?
But But part of as a kid, they really deep in my brain.
No, for
It's
sure.
like
It
bad.
would be
All
terrifying.
the
It's
ads,
horrible.
Yeah.
The egg on the pan. I mean, that was drugs, but
Yeah.
I associated
The
cigarettes with
voices,
drugs.
the voices.
In your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my dad, he definitely was hiding a pack, and I remember I found it. I was very mad.
Really?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're all lying.
Yeah, no, everyone is. I once got a Christmas gift from one of my grandmother's friends, and inside of it was a cigarette that she had been hiding. Yeah, she had gifted me something that was just like around her house,
no.
and inside was a cigarette.
Just hiding the cigarettes
yeah.
loose cigarettes.
Yeah, I was like,
Desperate
everyone,
times.
I was like, everyone, conference in the living room. I was like, you have to see what's been hiding inside of this puppy that she
Yeah.
just gave me.
The only time I wish I had smoked,
Porcelain puppy.
I went backpacking in Europe when I was like 21.
Yeah.
And I'm not good at starting conversations.
Yeah.
And there's nothing smarter than it's loud and there you go out here. Hey,
Yeah.
can I have a cigarette? Hey, can I have a light?
Yeah.
I should just been out there lighting at the very least.
Yeah, you should.
That's when I wish I had done cigarettes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
What were we talking about?
So you were studying biology.
Oh, yes, bio.
Okay, I had a
And-
question about biology.
Yeah, go.
Do you? One
do you
thing,
think this is?
One thing I know about you is
Oh, I wasn't showing off. I was
Oh, that was
making a
good.
joke that I had
That's
like.
nice.
Oh, what do you think?
That's your
what kind of
delt.
gun this is?
Word.
one thing I remember when we worked together, Frankie, is that you saw the Avatar sequel
I did.
like
9 times.
9 times.
Yeah, I did.
You were like, it was like you would be in the dressing room. You'd be like, I'm going to see Avatar tonight. Who wants to go? And you'd buy people. It was like you were like getting
I
paid
was-
by Avatar to
Yep,
like
I
take
was.
people to the movies.
Yeah,
and
I was dealing.
And you were like loving it. And so I was like, do you think your love of biology is related to like Avatar? Is
Yes.
that checking some box for
Well,
you?
especially the sequel, because like I thought I was going to be a marine biologist. So like I did a semester at Shoals Marine Laboratory off the coast of New Hampshire, where I went and I studied anemones, and wrote a thesis paper and like lived in a hut with like seagulls. It was bizarre. And so I thought I was going to be like, Jacques Cousteau. I was going to be at the bottom of the ocean inside of James Cameron's submarine.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I love James Cameron. Love James Cameron. And so yes, I do think the whole aquatic animal situation that he loves to explore in almost all of his films made me obsessed with Avatar 2.
In a different world, you know how they just sent all those celebrities to space with Bezos?
Yes, in
a different
another
world,
life, as
do
a
you
Katy
think
Perry tie-in. Yeah.
you could have been on that submarine?
Oh God,
Is there a party that's like, oh, I would have leapt at that?
Titan,
the Titan.
The Titan.
Submersible.
Titan Eek.
You would definitely be the number one. No one was really sad because there was a lot of
Yeah, yeah,
billionaires.
yeah.
People would be very upset if you were.
Thank you.
Hey, if you had been on the
If
Titan,
there was all these random billionaires
People
and
would've been
Frankie
sad,
Grande.
Frankie.
I mean, guys, that's fucking scary as shit.
Oh God!
it would
I
have said
don't know.
Frankie Grande and 9 others die on the
I
Titan.
would
It's
not
true.
have gotten in the Titan, but I will still, to this day, accompany James Cameron if he asks
If James
me
Cameron
to go.
was going, I would trust
'cause
that more.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Like I'd be like, James Cameron says this is safe. I'm like, I'm going. Bye. You
'Cause
know,
he does
I would
it
do that.
a lot. Like he's
he
always
goes like,
down there.
he's like, oh, it's,
I don't know when he directs movies, frankly.
Yeah, he's like, it's Tuesday. I gotta go visit the Titanic.
Do you see the video? He's coming out of like a ship, and they tell him about
About
9/11.
9/11, yeah.
It's a great behind the scenes.
yeah.
Would you be able to talk with him about like, do you remember terminology? Like, do you remember that sciencey stuff?
To with my dad.
To James Cameron.
Oh,
like,
to my dad. Yeah, sure. I'll be like, a barnacle. No, what's a cephalopod? Here we go.
how far did you get though? Could you have
Radial
been,
symmetry.
Could you have been a doctor?
Oh, wow.
Is there some world in your mind where you could have been a doctor?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. I have to be like dermatologist, so I could be like this and like go to work. You know what I'm saying? Be like, hey, what's up,
In
Erica
this
Jane?
exact
Sit in my
outfit.
chair. Like I'm gonna fill you the fuck up. Like we going fucking lips and cheeks and chin today.
That is
like,
how.
what are we doing?
That is how dermatologists.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I'd be a great
You
dermatologist.
could say those same things before a colonoscopy.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh,
I'm gonna fill you up.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
who's ready to show me their starfish? I also threw a little marine biology in there.
Yeah,
for
you did,
Yeah, work
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Work.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's an anemone. We have some work to do. Anyway,
We need more
gay
flamboyant
people
doctors.
on the
Yeah.
show. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, on the show?
Oh no, we're
No, we're
You're like,
no,
no,
we're good.
too many gay people.
I think we've hit
It's almost all gay.
no more for
We're
the
like,
rest of the
it's
year.
done. We're good. Well, I definitely pushed you over. I don't know that you get much gayer than this.
I'm trying to think. We've had. I mean,
We've
it's
had
not
gay
my, it's not-
doctors on here.
I'm not gonna rank
No.
it publicly. The gayest guests, but you're not necessarily the winner.
Okay. All right. No, I'll take it.
We're very progressive podcast.
Yeah.
You went, yeah.
You're really considering.
I was thinking. I was like, we'll do a ranking at the end of the year.
Oh God.
Downside's guest.
Oh God, I love that.
So okay, so you're
But I
studying
also
this.
would like to win, so just let me know if I can, if I need to get it up. Just give me like just.
We
give me
still have
some-
30 more minutes.
Yeah, okay, go. Oh, great, Jesus Christ.
You could do what they did at the box and actually get it in this time.
Oh,
we got a marker. I'll get tattoos. We always talk about getting matching tattoos. That should be our tattoo.
Yeah.
So you're studying.
Yes.
You graduate.
Yes.
And then you take a year off, and then you book Broadway.
Yeah. Well, my year off was touring with Dora the Explorer live as Boots the Monkey.
What
Which
did that
was
sound like?
Well, it sounded like "Get on your feet," like we did. Did Gloria Estefan, and I did. "Ooh, ooh, ah, ah. Hi, Dora, it's me, Boots." Like it was like, it was very that.
Yeah.
I was a monkey.
How you did?
No,
for a
I
full
got
year.
that. We got that.
No,
You get that from the.
you
Like,
did
I
a
didn't know
very
if you
good monkey
knew that
impression.
Boots was a monkey. I don't know. You looked at me kind of.
I thought it was a man suffering from a condition.
Speaking of biology, I'm sure we can find one.
Was that fun?
Yes,
It was.
so fun. Listen, there were 2 principal contracts, me and Dora. So like we would play like the Atlanta Fox, and my dressing room was like larger than a home. Like I would get there and there was like a 30-foot like vanity with like a huge mirror, and like I had my own dressers. Like I was 20. I was like, this is like 21 and a half. And I was like, this is the craziest experience of my entire life. I got to play Radio City Music Hall 12 times upside down as a monkey. Like the curtain rises and I'm in a headstand kicking my legs by myself.
That's very
In
cool.
Radio City Music Hall with 6,000 screaming kids, like rock star like level.
Wow.
So it's like I was like, this is amazing.
Wait, were the shows during the day too?
Yeah, it was like, like 10, 2, and 5.
Oh,
it was like
see,
one of
and their
those.
nights off, but early mornings.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. But it was like, and three show days. But it was
Wow.
like, it was an hour and
Hour
15
show
minutes
or whatever,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it was like, you do it.
Yeah.
But I was so young, it didn't matter. I was having the time of my life. I was having the time of my life. It was so cool.
Yeah.
And then I booked
those tours in those old theaters or the bigger theaters. Like I remember I did a tour of Christmas Carol. We went to like the big, like the Fox
Yeah.
or
Insane.
down in Florida. There's those big ones in Sarasota and
Yeah.
it was crazy. Like and because I was the Ghost Christmas present and my costumes were big, like I had these big boots and the thing, I would get one of the star dressing rooms and it was like, living rooms and
Yes,
big screen
it was
TVs
huge.
and it was nice.
Yeah. So I was like, when I would play Radio City Music Hall, the person previously in my dressing room was Bette Midler.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
That's what I was like. They were like, I just dressed Bette Midler in this dressing room. And I was like,
Do you know,
put on my red boots.
I have a crazy Bette Midler story.
Oh, God. I love her.
One time I was at a bachelor party in Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas.
God. I was, okay.
And she was doing like a residency there.
I was there.
And so I was going to an ATM to get money, to take money out. I was very poor at the time, and I ran out of money, and I was going to get money out of an ATM, and it must have been by the like star exit, like where her car would come pick her up. So I'm like down in this like weird kind of area where not a lot of people are, and I'm getting money out of this ATM, and she comes through like to leave the show, like she's just done her show, and all the guys, like clearly she knows the door guys, and she's like kind of talking to them, and they're all like, oh bet, and as she's getting in the car, they all big react, and I look, she's mooning them. She fully moons all the door guys like as a bit, and they're all like, she mooned us, and it was like crazy to witness it.
So
that it was like very
and you saw
like
Bette Midler's ass.
yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I went to the show, and I was with a friend who's a very famous Broadway actress. I won't disclose anonymity, if you will. But we were going to the show, and we decided we wanted to roll to go to the show. So we were on Molly.
Yeah.
I guess somehow people figured out that we were there, and so they were like, Bette would like to meet you, so you need to come backstage. And we were like,
you're like,
we are rolling tits.
Yeah.
Rolling tits.
Yeah.
When I met Bette Midler. I have no idea. All I know is that I was wearing this Versace suit, of course. And then she was like, oh my God, this looks like a shark skin suit. Are you a shark? Like, oh my God, maybe you're a real shark. I was like, what the fuck is happening? That's all I really remember. My friend was twirling in the curtains backstage. Bette thought that we were together.
like a couple.
Like a heterosexual couple.
How long ago was this, Frankie?
Oh, I mean, like Thursday. No, it was like I was
That's-
really gay. I was very gay. It was like after Mamma Mia. Like I had.
I
Very
mean, this
much
is
come out
like
of the
Yeah.
closet.
if it was the same time of this, that was like I went on that trip in like 2010.
Yeah, exactly.
around
Yeah,
that.
it's exactly
Okay.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
So it was 2010.
Yeah.
And it was I remember it was like I don't remember all of it obviously, but the parts I do remember are very funny because like oh god, of course they were like Brett would like to meet you, and I was like let's go. It's
Yeah.
gonna be great.
Yeah.
It's an over the shoulder boulder holder.
So, you're a very positive person.
I know.
Was there any point with all these shows? Was there a low one? Was there one that you did at some point you said, I don't want to do this fucking show?
Well, I quit Mamma Mia because I didn't want to do the show anymore.
Sure.
And
did
people-
you feel it at the end? You were like,
I was like, I'm done. I'm done.
I've done it.
And it's like, people were like flabbergasted that I quit. Like no one quits a long running Broadway show. Like they were like, like it was like shocking.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, guys, I'm just done. It's been 3 years. Like I gotta go. So as I started to not be, but also like it was like that was probably as my drinking and using started to ramp up to like being out of control. So like how much of that was the show, how much of that was me being, I'd rather be not coming to work every day. Like I don't know. I can't
Was it
tell
easier? You would do the show. Would you ever be high while doing the show?
Never on stage.
Really?
But it was, like I describe it now as like, now that I'm looking back and I'm all approaching 8 years of sobriety, I look at that and I'm like, it consumed such a large part of my brain at all times. So like, even if I was doing the show, I'd be like, oh, we're going to the box after, what I'm saying? Like, I got to remember to text my dealer. Like it was always like part of my brain. And that got much, much worse after Mamma Mia. Like it was just the beginning of my drinking and using Mamma Mia. It was like the very tip of the iceberg.
Well,
And
like
then
part of having 8 shows a
ramped
week,
up.
you're like, oh, it keeps you're like,
but I was
oh,
23.
Yeah,
like I could
yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
I could do it every night. It didn't matter. In the ensemble, like we're singing a track, like it's fine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's no one's gonna. It's great.
Yeah.
But eventually, I just wasn't happy there. I also lost my aunt during that show, and it was really difficult on my family, and like that got
You were
me-
close with your aunt?
Yeah, like she was mom too. Like she was.
Oh,
mama
really?
too.
yeah.
So it was a really tough time with my family, and it was just like I was sad, and like I broke up with my boyfriend because he wasn't there for me with the aunt, and then Mamma Mia and 50, and I was just like, I gotta go.
How long were you in that? Was that relationship that you broke up with?
That was about I want to say a year.
Yeah.
I was a serial monogamist for a while.
Sure.
Yeah, and so like it was like maybe a year, maybe more, maybe a little bit over a year.
It's tough when you're dating someone and they lose someone. It can be tough to know what you should do.
Yeah.
Like what?
Oh no, he had no idea, and I didn't know what to ask for. Again,
Right.
like, I don't know.
Sure.
I can place the blame on him, but I also I don't know what I'm supposed to do in that situation either.
Yeah.
So I don't place the blame on him. Everything happened for a reason. Everything's great. I'm so content with my life now. I'm like fucking, I love it. But like, also by the way, I just want to let you know that gay relationships are like dog years. So 1
Sure.
year is 7 years.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
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 So how long have you been married then?
3 years times
21.
21 years.
Wow.
Yeah, 21
Oh yes,
years.
because you when I first started Titanic, you were on your honeymoon.
I was.
So
I got COVID.
You were never there. Yeah.
I went on my honeymoon and got COVID on my honeymoon.
Yeah.
So the day I came back, I tested positive, and then that was when you had to be out of the show for 10 days. So I was gone for like 30 days.
Yeah.
I guess it makes sense because gay guys love sex on the first date because it's the third date.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Well, the
yeah.
7th.
The 7th.
Ah,
Yeah, yeah,
7th.
yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you're like actually waiting a long time.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Yeah.
Long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I actually did with my husband. He's very traditional. Wild.
How so?
Like he's a traditional.
You waited until
like
third date?
I don't know. Yeah, probably.
Sure.
Yeah, I was like, work.
That felt
Okay.
like a dated concept even when I was dating the third date idea.
Yeah,
it was like
yes.
kind of like on its last
Yes.
legs.
Well, yeah, I know. I don't know.
I wonder
but
when
it
it
worked for
emerged.
him.
I wonder when it emerged as a society. When
He
I'm
hooked
sure
me.
things loosened up and they were like 3, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3. Parents were like,
well,
please.
Third time's a charm.
Right.
They took it from
Maybe,
that.
yeah.
3 strikes, you're out.
3 strikes, you're
Yeah.
out. Or 3 strikes, you're in. I don't know.
3 6 you're in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know.
So music.
Yes.
You're doing it.
I know.
How's that been? I mean, it's It's exciting.
It's very exciting. It's been very, very cool. It's also like, it's scary, putting yourself out there in a totally different way.
Yeah.
At this stage of my career.
Well, you've rebranded so many.
I'm Madonna.
You've done so many different things.
I'm Madonna.
Yeah.
It's like I'm a cowboy, and then I'm, doing kabuki, and then it's like, I'm doing a disco album.
Had you always
these
wanted?
straight men don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I know a disco album.
Madonna
Excuse
is
me.
famous.
I know what
Excuse me.
disco is.
I just listened to Liza Minnelli's Pet Shop Boys disco remix of "Send
Yes.
in the Clowns." I know.
I'm not saying that you don't know what disco is. You don't know about that Madonna would reinvent herself between every single album.
Yes, I do. I've
But there's
had
other,
yoga teachers
like-
who have loved Madonna, and they talk about it every fucking class
Okay,
they
good,
get.
great. Okay, good. You had gay teachers. That makes me happy.
I certainly had that.
Okay, great. Because you both looked at me like I was fucking crazy.
No. Had you always wanted to do music? Was it like your own music?
Okay, so no, I didn't. I didn't always want to do this. Like, this was something that maybe like in the back of my mind I would fantasize about, like as I would watch Madonna and Madonna's videos and like, David Bowie and Prince and George Michael when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And then when I discovered musical theater, I just assumed that was it. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I would do.
Yeah.
And I got to sing pop rock in every show I've ever done.
Yeah.
Has been a pop rock show. So it was, it was ABBA, and then it was, Journey, and then it was, Celine.
Yeah.
And so it's like I've been screlting on stage for a long time, but never really understood that it was going to be something that I would channel to music until I got on the board of GLAAD, and I just realized how much representation in media can be powerful. And as this is being fed to me, I'm also listening to this artist Gregory Dillon on my Spotify, and he's got this sound that it was like, I feel like this guy is making me want to record music. So I like hit him up, and he was like, come to my studio, and like we wrote a couple songs together, and I was like, holy shit, I think I want to do this. Like, it just all came pouring out of me, like this podcast. Like, I have so much to talk about. I'm a wide open book, wider open than the guy at the box. Obviously. Much wider.
Yeah.
And it's
Two
like,
fists.
and it's like, so when I started, it was like, blah, 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 blah. Like all this stuff came out of me.
Yeah.
And I realized that there was something there. And, like my sister was actually the one that she was like, heard the first song, started crying, and she was like, you have to do this. And I was like, okay, well then I will. And it is so fun. Like, I'm loving, my relationship with my label. They're incredible.
Was it intimidating at all, given your sister's full like artistry, like to show? If my sister
Terrified.
started to do stand-up comedy,
I was terrified.
I'd cry before I heard the material.
I was terrified.
Yeah.
My best friend Dominic was like, "Did you play your sister your song?" And I was like, "Shut the fuck up." I was like, shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up. And she was like, "What? What are you talking about? What song?" And it was really cool. And she just loves the music so much. She loves my music so much, which is very cool.
Yeah.
And has given me the strength and the confidence to be like, okay, no, this is real. Like, obviously, like, no one is going to sugarcoat this for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the other thing which is scary, which is if my music sucked, like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, what would that conversation have been like?
Of course.
Like, wow.
But that's the scary part.
That's
Good for
very
you.
scary. Yeah.
Because the difference between stand-up and music is like, if the stand-up's bad, it'll be like, well, no one laughed, and I don't have to say anything.
Yeah.
Music just plays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's like everyone's like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm tired. Like I
Yeah.
I don't know what I would.
Yeah,
So you know what I'm saying?
you
Like
know the
I
vibe.
was so scared. I worked on this completely in secret. Like no one heard any of it until it was like very, very done. The EP anyway. My EP was done.
Yeah.
And then we ended up playing it for Wendy Goldstein at Republic Records, and she loved it and signed me on the spot. And
That's so
now I'm
exciting.
working with the dance label Casablanca, and it's just
Wow.
the most fun ever. It is
Now,
really fun.
When's everything come out?
Okay,
Or
so
are we
Rhythm
allowed-
of Love is out. Boys
Right.
comes out on Friday.
Uh-huh.
So the 5/16. I don't know when we're airing this. So 5/16.
We'll put it in the links and all.
Yes,
the
okay,
things.
cool. And then the album drops on June 27th.
Amazing.
Pride, New York
Wow,
City Pride. Gay.
Yes.
So gay.
Are you doing any Pride things?
Oh,
Wait, don't leave the music yet.
Oh, okay.
I want
yeah,
more.
don't leave the music yet. Don't leave the music yet.
Okay.
Is the rhythm up?
Is there any? Do you ever go? Ariana, do a song with me. Do you ever want to do a duet? Do you want to go back?
Have you done a
It
duet?
usually goes Partridge Family to solo careers.
We have
When
done
do you
a
go
duet.
back? You have.
So we did Suddenly Frankie when I was, I don't know, but she was like 14 14. I was 24, or maybe young. Yeah, so she was pretty young. Maybe 14, 15 or so. Maybe like when she was doing 13.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
we were a brother-sister pair on Broadway at the same time, which is very
She was
rare.
in 13 with Jason Robert Brown.
Yeah, so Jason
Yeah.
Robert Brown when I
That's
was in Mamma
crazy.
Mia. And so we were brother sister on the same,
Because she was pursuing a tour. You were
Street.
there and it all worked. Like, did she pursue theater?
Yeah, well,
it just
she
happened
had
to.
Big brother, to look up to.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
pave
yeah.
the way to allow my mother to be like, well, your brother's doing it, so
Sure.
what am I going to say to you? Like, you're so talented. Like, sure. Like, let that. Like, I was an academic, but who had to do theater on the side. And when my mother was like, are you sure you want to do that theater thing? And I was like, Mom, I have straight A's. What do you want from me?
Yeah.
And she was like, I guess nothing. Okay, I have nothing to say. So, like, Ariana got to, like, really just, like, be like, I want to do theater, and that's, like, balls to the wall what I'm doing, which was awesome.
Would
for
you
her.
see each other after shows? Like, would you check in?
Of course, yeah. We did.
And so
It was
when did you
cool.
do Suddenly Frankie?
Suddenly Frankie
At like a
standing beside me. She was doing like little festival shows. It was an early part of her career. So this might have been the beginning of Nickelodeon. Like I have to look at YouTube and actually see the date of this video is posted somewhere. People talk to me about it all the time. They're like, oh, we love Suddenly Frankie. I'm like, that's hysterical.
Uh-huh.
That was 15 years ago. But so she was doing like festival tours. So we did it like, we did Biker Week in like Vero Beach, Florida once.
Oh
Like it
my
was like
God.
wild the places that she played in the beginning.
yeah.
Would you ever do this bag on the door? That's from the Little Shop. The current
Oh my God,
production.
yeah.
Would you do that, Seymour?
Yes, I want to be Frankenfurter.
Okay.
I want to be Seymour. I know I have to be
I want
Frankenfurter.
to. Seymour's on my list.
And I want to be the MC. Those are my
Oh.
dream roles.
I think there's a friend. Isn't Rocky Horror coming to?
Yeah, I'm waiting for the call. My phone's right here. So I might have to take it any
A
second.
lot
now.
of cast directors watch The Downside.
Yeah, I'm so good.
Yeah.
They're usually looking for understudies, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
They're gonna be like, hey, will he not talk about fisting while he's publicizing our show? Because that would be great. I'm great with parameters, but luckily in music there are none, so that's more fun.
I went to high school with Ethan Slater,
Oh, I love him.
Georgetown Day School.
Sweet man.
Yeah.
He was so sweet, so talented.
You'd be good at SpongeBob too.
Oh my
I feel
God.
like you'd be.
Yeah, you'd be good SpongeBob.
So
Okay.
because I've tried. Are you moving your
You
Adam's
have to,
apple?
Yeah, you like chop your jaw.
Oh, your jaw. I thought you were grabbing the. Can you do it?
What? So I'm just doing this.
Yeah.
Ah,
No, it's a no. Yeah, you're both
Oh.
terrible.
You're
but
much
thank you for
better than
coming.
us.
Yeah. Thank you for coming. We'll be in touch.
Truthfully, I'm more of
Yeah.
a fat one. What's the fat one's name?
Patrick.
We would be SpongeBob and Patrick. We would be SpongeBob and Patrick.
I'd be Squidward at
be-
the end of
You'd
the
be
day.
Squidward.
Oh, you would be
We could
Squidward.
do
I would be
this.
Squidward.
We could do
you hear
this.
that? You hear that, Broadway?
We really could.
Imagination. You know?
Yeah, wouldn't be replacements. They'd restage it too soon for us.
Yeah, let's restage it now.
So I see places like the Box or like the places you're going to
We're back.
perform Rhythm of Life.
Yeah.
And I
Love.
go,
Love.
if I were to go there, I'd go, I'm getting fucked up before I go there.
Right.
Because it's so overwhelming to me. It's so loud. I think the reason I didn't go out in college
Yeah.
is because I didn't get high at the very least. And now you had this life where you were partying very full, with the drugs and whatnot.
Yeah.
Is it always fun without it? Is there ever times you go, I got to get the fuck out of here? It's too bright, or it's the same. Be honest with me.
Yeah.
The same thrill of it.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
At this stage in my sobriety, when it's too much, I just leave.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I get to go home
Yeah.
to my puppy and my husband, and I get to watch The West Wing, which is great.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It makes me happy.
Sure.
And it's like, and the people that I was with that are drinking and using, they have no idea I left.
Yeah.
They
Uh-huh.
don't know. They were
Yeah.
like, Frankie was here the whole night. Wasn't he so charming? Oh my God, we had a great time. I have this selfie with him.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
I left in 3 minutes. You don't know. So once you realize that, like, I go to the party, I go to the place, I show up to the venue, I do the gig, and then if I'm tired, I leave. If I'm not tired, I stay, and I have the best time.
Yeah.
But like, I have the awareness now and the ability to check in with myself and be like, yeah, guys, it's 2:30, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna go. Bye.
Sure.
Like my friends, and in early sobriety, I was chugging Red Bulls and I was out till 5 a.m. I was
see.
there. I was partying. I was like, I am fun. This is fun. We're having just as much fun as we did when we were doing drugs. Ha 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 ha. But like now I'm just like, I'm good. I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, that's great. And it's like, it's good either way. But yes, listen, there were some times when I was drinking and using where I had the best time of my life, the times of drinking and using when I had the worst time of my life. The same is true about sobriety. Like I've been sober and I've had like the best fucking time, and there's times where I've been fucking miserable. And I'm like, yeah, I got to do something else.
Right.
You know, it's just life is life.
Yeah.
I've
no
always
matter
been so
what.
curious when you do have a public persona and you talk about your sobriety, whether it adds this like additional. I have some friends who have been sober, and you know, they go in, they go out. Sometimes the relapse wasn't a cataclysmic event, but it was like they were drinking for a little bit more and then they stopped, or they adjust and they decide new medication. Now they can have a beer and they're okay with that. But when you're public facing with it,
Yes.
it feels so. Is there any part where you're like, do I want to make this something I talk about, because then it's taking the personal, bringing like, does it ever feel like, oh God, have I put too much pressure on yourself?
Right. You know, there's like I have like a nightmare every once in a while that I relapsed. And it's like part of that nightmare is like telling everyone that I'm like back at day one. And that's, you know, that part of that is scary. And it has a little bit of shame and guilt to it. But what I also know is that me sharing my journey and my sobriety is helping someone. You know, like we always say in sobriety, like you can't keep it unless you give it away. So me sharing my journey, no matter what that looks like, is going to be relatable to someone else. So even if I do relapse, I will be able to share with everyone what happened, what led to that relapse as a cautionary tale for the next guy. And then I start all over again. And I say, listen, guys, like I'm newly sober. I'm counting days. I'm on day 34, and like I'm so happy and proud of myself. You know, so it's like no matter where I am in my journey, it's helpful. It will help another person when I'm sharing, and that's how I stay sober. That's how a lot of people stay sober, is by connecting with other people that are looking for help. And I always try to help another alcoholic, like as much as I possibly can, you know, and I have some amazing people in my sober circle who have just been the whole world to me. But yeah, I do have scary nightmares about it. But I know that, whatever happens will be good. The thing that is truly scary for me is I don't think I'll make it back. Like, I think if I relapse, like you're not going to see me ever again. Like
That's a very dark thought.
Oh, it is
Why
dark.
do you think that?
Because of fentanyl, because of the way that I used cocaine, because once I was that fucked up, I would buy it from anyone. I would do it on from a guy on the street. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I started off the night with really good coke, and then I ended the night with like baby laxatives and baby powder and whatever the fuck else, ketamine, whatever it was. I wasn't testing it. I'm not gonna be like.
Could
doing,
you tell
like,
immediately?
strips.
Would you go, oh fuck, that was baby powder, or fuck, that was ketamine? Like, you could feel.
Well, I would just start shitting. You know what I'm saying? Like when there's baby laxatives and shit in there, like you're just like your whole body is like, that was not. You're not supposed to be having that right now. Yeah. They're like, that's actually terrible. But you don't stop. You don't stop. Like I can't. Like I'm truly an alcoholic and an addict. Like I don't have the break in the prefrontal cortex of my brain that says stop.
Yeah.
Like you've had enough.
You're tired. Go to bed.
My brain doesn't do that. It doesn't. It says, oh, you should keep going. Like,
was there ever
you're
like
fine.
I always hear stories of like a 3-day bender, like you didn't sleep for like, what's the like?
I would always pretty much drug myself into a coma, which is a whole other thing. Like, because now I'm dealing with like sleep problems, like because I was, you know, always popping Klonopin and Lunesta. So it became pills. So it started drugs, became pills and drugs because of I need to sleep. So I'm like, well, I got to take 9 milligrams of Klonopin and 3 milligrams of Lunesta and 3 Benadryl, and then I'm I'm catatonic for 15 hours, and then I'm back, and I'm like, okay, great, call my dealer, time to get ready for tonight. Like, so I would force myself to sleep. So no, I stayed away from crystal meth. Crystal meth is the up all night party sex.
Why do you think you had that block?
Someone handed me a meth pipe once, and I took it and I put it in my mouth, and I put it in my mouth backwards. I didn't understand like which end you're supposed to use.
How is that
So
possible?
I seared my lips off by putting the bowl in my mouth.
God.
And I think that was God being like, you don't need to do that. And so I never did. The same thing with smoking.
Yeah.
Same thing like with my dad, just being like, I don't need to do that. I was like, I'm very content with this white powder. It's great. I love it. It makes me very, very happy. I'm balanced on it. And I'm like, I love it. So I'm going to stick with what I love.
I think Connie and Marla have a funny story about they were going to they were trying to do crystal meth, but then they accidentally did crack.
Yes. I know. So I seared my mouth off and didn't actually do meth that day.
That's good.
Yeah.
One
that's
less
the
thing.
day I could have done meth.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That'd be a better way to teach
I didn't
kids.
have those
teach them
all-nighters.
to do it the wrong way,
Teach them to
and
do
then
it
they
the
burn
wrong
their
way.
mouth and they go, "Oh, this is awful."
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember. I would never. I was never a drug. You know this. I was never a drug person. My limit is an edible. But
They can fuck you up.
I remember being at. No, they just put me to bed. I have 10 milligrams.
We just went out for we had a
just
boys'
like-
weekend,
yeah.
and Russell goes over and he takes a little piece of the gummy, and then he does, but then he comes back for a little more, and it's just he eats one gummy, but
it's
in
over
tiny
the course
little
of
increments.
6 hours. You know what I mean? Because I can feel a little high, but then if I get too high, I will immediately go to bed.
Longest bender was 2
Oh,
hours.
I was at a party once in college, and I remember it was like an anti-drug ad where I was sitting on a couch looking around. And I was so scared because it was one of those parties you get to and you're like, this party's scarier than the ones I'm used to, you know. It was you felt the drugs there, you know. And I remember a door just kind of opened ajar and I could see the pipe with the fire, or the spoon with the fire underneath
wow.
it, and I was like, oh, that's so scary. Do you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
that's
It
scary.
was so scary. I was
Yeah.
like, get me out of here.
Yeah.
I was so scared.
Yeah, no, I never did injectables. Never
No.
did any
Oh.
of that. No. Pills and powders. That's it.
Yeah.
pills and powders.
Pills and powders, girl.
Let's go into our next segment. This has got to stop.
This has gotta stop.
This has got to stop. Yep. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, it does. You guys are helping me, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yo,
good,
for
good.
sure.
Great, he'll go
Did you know
first.
the song? You nailed it though.
No, I'm really good. I'm a musician.
He's good at musical improv.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
I don't
that.
know,
I
but
don't know
I
either.
was
It's a very
I-
But
hard.
we can try it. Not now.
Yeah.
Another day.
Okay, so this got to
Dear
stop.
God.
This
It's
where we
tomorrow.
talk about something that is annoying. It could be big
Right.
personal. I've done,
Yeah.
because I know you do Soul Cycle. I think you should be able to take off your shirts during Soul Cycle.
I think so too.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Finally, a guest who
I
fucking
am
agrees with me.
a Barry's Boot Camp junkie that talk about something I'm addicted to, and we can take off our shirts.
I know.
And it's so satisfying to look
stopped
at yourself in
doing
the
berries.
mirror when you're
Berries
like,
is-
and like, you know?
I was doing berries for a while,
Yeah.
and then once I took a long enough break, I was like, the mental games I had to play to stay on that fucking treadmill. It's so boring. I like the floor,
Yeah.
but the treadmill. Are you doing okay? If they're doing start at 6, 7, 8, or hold
I
at
do
6, 7,
the
8?
bottom one.
Oh, you do the bottom.
So if it's 6, 7, 8, I go 6.
Okay.
7, 8, 9, I go 7.
Okay,
8, 9,
cool,
10, I go
cool, cool.
9.
Yeah, and I can follow from there. And
I wasn't good at math.
okay, good. Maybe if I did that, I always try to push.
No. You don't have to push. Also, I'm a 42-year-old professional dancer. I don't need to be running. Do you know what I'm saying?
Sure. Then
My
what do you
legs
like
are
about it then?
amazing. I dance. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Uh,
good. I
yeah.
love the music. I completely go it's really good for my brain. Those classes.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's loud and you can focus on nothing, and it's just it's to me it's meditation. I have
Sure.
a religious experience in Barry's and Soul Cycle. I just
Yeah.
go. I leave my body. I love it.
Yeah, and berries, you can take off your shirt.
Yeah.
As you should, because
Yeah.
you're sweating a lot.
But I'm not doing it for cardio. You know what I'm saying? I get cardio. So I'm doing it for the religious.
you doing dance
experience.
classes still?
I mean, I rehearse a lot. You know, when
Yeah,
I'm in
yeah.
a show or prepping for shows. Being Pride, I'm doing a mini tour for Pride with my music, which is so cool.
How many songs for the
we're gonna
evening?
do? So I have 5 that we're
Yeah.
rehearsing, and some of them I'm doing 2, some of them I'm doing 4, some of them I'm doing 6.
Is dancing and singing? It's got to be hard.
Yeah, it's really tough. It's really tough. And it's interesting because I'm so used to doing Broadway, right?
Uh-huh.
And for me, when I'm dancing and singing on Broadway, it's it's pretty much always full tilt. You are belting your tits off. But when I recorded a lot of this music, it's very soft. and it's like in the mic, and it's a very different feeling. So now I'm learning what my live show is.
Yeah.
Because it's not the record. You know what I'm saying? Like I know I want to sound like the record, but also like if I'm dancing, like I need to belt. So like some of the stuff will sound different live, which I'm excited about. Like it's gonna be really cool to like belt some of the stuff that was very whispery in the studio, like very sultry in the studio, and then on stage it's gonna be like, oh, he's singing.
Any backtrack, and do you ever go, oh, your voice is gone, you're gonna do a lip sync? What are people doing these days?
God, I don't know. I haven't gotten there yet, so I don't actually know. But I will have like my backup vocals in the track.
Sure.
You know, but no, I'm gonna sing live. I'm gonna just see how it goes.
I never know the truth. You always see those videos leak where it's like,
I don't know.
Here's Mariah Carey's actual mic, and you're like, oh my god.
And like, you know, I'm the only person that I ask all of this of is my sister, and she's never not sung live ever.
Right.
Yeah.
Like she's like the greatest live vocalist of our generation for real.
Yeah.
Yes, that's without a doubt. And so she's always singing live. And if she is sick or something, she pushes. She gets through it.
Yeah.
So it's like that's I guess my philosophy as well.
Does your mom have a good voice too?
My mom has great pitch, and she's just not like a trained singer.
Yeah.
But like
the fact
she
that you
always
both
sings
can
along
sing
with us
so
she
is
can.
kind of.
She can sing and she can dance, having never trained for either, which is like just gifted.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
you
sure.
can tell she's a CEO of 3 companies.
Yeah.
She's got a presence.
Yeah,
your mom.
she is. Yeah. She does.
I love your
mini
mom.
Vader.
She is but it's
she
like she walks
comes
in, you're like, there's like something. You feel like someone coming in that has like, she's got something.
Gravitas.
Yeah.
If you will.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what's your this gotta stop?
This gotta stop. Okay, so I went and saw Gypsy yesterday. Great show. But something we are all doing, we're all guilty of it in theaters, but I think we need to find a new thing, is I sat down in my seat and I looked to see a crowd of people, and it feels like 100 people. I looked up, all taking the photo of the playbill with the theater in the background. And I'm like, we just got like take a picture outside. Let's just
find other places.
Let's switch up how we're all doing
the urinal.
I know when I'm going on Instagram and I see it just is like a thing that I'll skip over. You're like, you can convey you're at a show and you like the show.
Yes.
I think we can be a little more creative with how we do it instead of just the playbill.
Give me one creative example.
I got one. What I do is I take a boomerang of the bows.
There we go.
Okay.
And it's great. Makes me very happy.
Boy, if you miss it, that's very stressful.
No. You have to do it. You have to. Do it. I have to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm often at shows that I need to post for the show or like to support my friends. So I do it. But I'm really good with my phone.
Yeah.
So.
It's hard. When you did your Broadway, when you played the producer in Gutenberg, I tried to get a good picture, but it's tough. The lighting.
You didn't do a very good job, but
yeah. Well, you gotta,
it's okay.
You gotta be on it.
To be fair, I had 2.5 seconds.
Boom the bows.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Boom the bows.
Boom the bows.
Okay. It's one of those things. It's not a big. This is not a strong. This has got to stop. It just is a funny thing to see all these people and then feel like all the Instagram stories of being like, oh, okay, you saw Gypsy today.
Yeah,
cool.
it's the same thing when I'm at a concert and I like take video and I'm like, what am I doing? I'm
that
never going
for?
to watch.
What
but there is a part of it that like you enjoy. There's something about it.
And also the dark part of my mind thinks like maybe when I'm older, I'll like want to go and look at like, oh, I went to this concert.
No, you're not gonna care.
No way.
I might.
You know what? I will tell you.
What if my brain's mush and I'm like trying to remember something that I liked?
The remind me things, like the memories that come up on your phone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Give me such joy. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I look so different. Why is my hair like that? That's
Sometimes,
an interesting choice.
Every once in a while though, you'll be like, oh, I was like you as a memory of like, God, I remember being in such a good mood. And then you're just like in the day that you're in, you're like not in as good a mood. Like I had
looking
one.
Back on
I
that,
had
like,
one.
oh.
Not recently, but like last summer where it came up, and it was like the day I booked Gutenberg. It was like a memory from that thing, and it was like a particularly bad day, and I was just like, God, I remember being happy that day, and like it wasn't happy in the moment, and being like, God, I remember being happy.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
I used to be joyful. Look at me
but
smiling on this phone.
A lot of times it's nice.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I like the memories. I like the memories.
Mine's picture related too. So we went on this guy's trip. Me, Russell, a friend Douglas, who makes the music for this show,
Sounds
and then
gay.
Chris.
Yeah.
It does.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it's probably the straightest we are. It's like us four guys. We're all, but straight guys in general. We're not taking a lot of pictures.
Gianmarco kept
Yeah,
being
okay, I
like,
get
And
guys,
I do it. I do it because I'm there.
Yeah.
And last time we got some great pictures. And at some point I was going to do shrooms, and I was like, I would like to put my phone away. Can anyone else take a picture? And it became Russell goes, if I feel like taking a picture, I might. And I was like, Jesus Christ, what kind of friend is this? And then Douglas said, no, we don't need to take pictures for Instagram. And I was like, I'm not trying to be superficial about it, but guys in general, there's a thing where there's not a lot of picture taking. And my girlfriend comes back from a trip. She's got a presentation, and
Yes.
it's beautiful, and memories.
Scrapbook.
And I don't.
Slideshow.
We need something because
PowerPoint.
Because if they're not used to taking out their phones, they're not going to do it.
No.
And I don't know. We need to set up a camera in the room that every 10 minutes it just takes a candid.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather have the candids.
Well, be careful of that one.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about that. Yeah.
Sure.
That's,
But we need something.
It's hard because I'm not struck in the moment to do it. I'm like, when I
That's what he
am,
says.
is like I see like a sunset or I see like the moon.
Yeah, all those pictures have no one in it.
And I'm like, oh, I want to
take
do that. But I never am like talking to a friend in the middle of it. I'm like, boom. You know what I
But it
mean?
can
Like,
be so beautiful. If you get a shot, I have shots of you. And
I don't
they're-
look good in any of them, by the way. And the ones
That's not true. Some are very charming.
I took some better ones the trip before.
You did.
But
you
this-
gave
not
me a
this
little.
trip.
You gave me a little shit for it.
The trip before?
This past trip.
Oh, a little shit.
Yeah.
It wasn't as photographic of
You
a,
just
of
said,
a,
what if my brain becomes
Pornographic?
mush? Maybe I'll want to see the picture of the playbill, but not your friend? What's your this has got to stop, Frankie?
Mine is when people text you, hi.
Oh.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
How often is that happening to you?
A lot. And no follow-up. No like, hey, hi. What time are we meeting today? Like, hi, are you free at 3?
I think-
Like, hi, do you want to go to just hi.
You got to
Yeah.
remove those people from your life.
So I've started thumbs upping the hi. Like, that's all I do. I don't respond. I can't respond. I'm on my watch and I go,
You should do exclamation point.
I hate it so much. It drives me nuts. Like, that's my pet peeve, my bête noire in French.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. It has to stop. Please stop texting hi. Or I have a friend that goes, hi there. And I'm like,
Hi there, sir.
as if I have. Well, do you know? You know I'm busy. You know I'm busy. You
Yeah.
know that like I have like I don't know, 20 minutes a day to myself. I do not want to be dealing with hi there
yeah.
or hi. I don't. You just tell
Do
me.
you
what
think
want.
if you
What
responded, what do you want? Just say, what do you want?
I like thumbs up.
Okay.
Because that's
I
what
like
they're saying.
thumbs up.
They're saying like, say something.
Yes, like
Yeah.
I don't
Say
want
something.
to.
You say something.
Also, you're my friend. Like, just you know.
Yeah.
Hi. I'm one of my best friends. Like, I had to have a conversation.
Yeah.
I had to have a conversation.
How did they take it?
They're really good. Really good. They
Really
don't do
good?
it anymore. Yeah. But I was like, you
They
can't do
texted
that.
you, bye.
I was like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
I was like, can't do that to me. It gives me. I have so much anxiety. It drives me nuts.
Yeah, my
It
dad
drives me nuts.
My dad does. Please call me, no matter
No,
what.
that's
And
also- my
I mean,
God.
we've gotten huge fights. I say
Yes.
you cannot. The way my mind works.
No, of course, it's a disaster.
Yeah.
It goes
Yeah.
straight to catastrophe. We
Yeah.
need to talk. We need to talk. We need to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What do you
yeah,
mean
yeah.
we need to talk? It's like, yeah, I just wanted to know what you want for dinner. No.
Yeah.
No. That's what do you want for dinner?
Yeah.
But he's right. If he says please call me, no rush. I'm never making that call.
Okay.
No,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
well, that's true.
That's true.
Oh, well, that's different, I guess.
Let's go to our final segment.
Oh,
You better count your blessings.
oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
You need an opener on the road?
Better
We'll give you
count
Douglas's
your
info.
blessings.
When you answer the phone, Gianmarco, you go, hi. Like in a a low, like sad way. You were always like, I'm like, hey, how are you? And you go, hi. And always, no matter what.
This is my impression of you answering the phone. Because you didn't. And it's very frustrating.
That was good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That was funny.
My blessing.
Oh, my
Okay.
name is Lon.
My sister is a dancer.
Oh, work.
And she toured with Carol G on her international tour.
Work.
Oh, yeah.
And there is I guess a documentary out now.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And she's in
She's in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to watch.
Work.
So yeah, it was her first like big, I mean, a fucking massive stadium tour. And
That's
she
so
did it.
cool.
That's amazing. What a crazy
Yeah.
thing.
Did you ever dance in Ariana's concerts?
No, but when Little Mix opened for her, I got to come out on stage with Little Mix and do a back handspring. That was fun.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Can you still do a back handspring?
I try not to these days,
Sure,
but
sure.
like probably
If money
yes,
was on the
knowing-
line, you
yes,
could probably do it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, I would break my body in half.
Yeah.
See what I
It have to be a good amount of money. Yeah. I know. In this space, I would actually kill everyone. Yeah.
If you did one at Barry's boot camp one day, if you were jogging,
Yeah, I just like threw it in.
Oh
But,
my
you know, if I
God.
just had to like Benson Boone it, you know, like to get like more
I
views
mean,
on TikTok.
I get
I
it.
could do it.
he's
I could
doing
do
it.
it.
Like
He's doing it.
everywhere. And I would too.
Everywhere
He's
we
doing,
go.
Benson Boone is doing what I would do
If you
I
could
could
do
do
it,
a
yeah.
backflip.
Yeah.
You would go
100%.
every entrance onto stage.
Yeah.
You would
Sketch,
do
comedy,
yeah.
music.
Yeah, we
This
put it in
pod.
every sketch.
that was me.
Welcome to the
We
downside.
start every episode with you doing that.
I kind of can do a handstand, and I post a video.
Yeah.
Like that's great. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I mean, it's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
It's great. Good
I have
for you,
no
Benson.
problem with
Good
it.
for you,
Yeah.
Benson. I love it.
He'd be
It's
a
great.
bad podcast guest.
It's
I
really
got
good.
it.
I gotta
gotta
imagine it, but good for
But
him
we'd
for
get
the
the backflip.
backflips.
That would be the clip. What's your blessing?
Oh, my blessing. So I gave a shout out before to Rescue Right and Northwind Kennels for their help with my dog, who is newly paralyzed. But I want to give a special shout out to one of their volunteers, Regina, who has been, she like used to help out with our dog Ziggy before we adopted him there. So she's like always been with him since he's been in the shelter and whatnot. And so she's still very involved, and she was like dropped off the wheelchair that we now have for him, and also because she lives near us, she dropped off today more like diapers for him, which is so sweet because they just have extra supplies.
Yeah.
So special shout out to Regina. Thank you for all your help with our dog. I don't think she listens, but I'm
Do they look like people diapers?
yeah.
Is there a hole for the tail?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shout out Regina.
Yeah.
Do you have a blessing?
I do have a blessing. I just want to say to all my trans siblings out there that I'm like standing with you shoulder to shoulder. I think that we're at a really scary place in the world, and the LGBTQ plus community is under attack, but it's a lot of the T. And I think our community is thinking, oh, well, the LGBs are okay. The QIAs are okay, and the T's are on their own. And I just want to send all my trans siblings a message that you are not alone. You are not on your own. And I'd also like to send a blessing to LGBTQ plus community at large to go and seek out your trans siblings and ask them what they need and listen. Yeah,
Beautiful.
that's my blessing.
Well, thank you, Frankie. Can you tell people where they can find you and listen to you and see you?
Yes, you can. It's at Frankie J. Grande on all platforms. Worked real hard for that. So anywhere where you can put an at, it's Frankie J. Grande.
Great.
And you can stream my new music anywhere that you stream your music, which is so exciting. It's everywhere. It's so
Yeah.
cool. Follow link in bio on Instagram to find it all there.
We'll put it all on the show notes.
Yes.
What's
Russell,
the J stand for?
James.
John.
Good work.
Vincenzo.
Vincenzo.
I think it's Vincent, but my dad always said it was like
Vincenzo.
secretly Vincenzo.
Yes.
You speak Italian.
No,
You're
I
an
speak
Italian
French.
citizen.
I'm an Italian citizen, yes.
Oh.
But my name is Francesco Giacomino Michele Grande Marchione. So I am Italian.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Very
it's
Italian.
real. You know what I'm saying?
Did you just say
went
that
to
and they said,
apply
"Here's your
they were-
citizenship"?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, sure, whatever. Do you want? Let's just take the picture.
Say the full name again. That was.
Francesco Giacomino Michele Grande Marchione.
What's the grande?
Just
I know
means
that.
large in Italian.
But is that part? That's part of your name, large.
Yeah,
Oh,
it means big
okay.
in French, Italian, and Spanish.
Very
All
good.
the Romance languages. Spelled
like
the
that.
same way.
Yeah,
which is
I
very
want to.
exciting.
I want to get my Italian citizenship.
Yeah,
My dad says
you
I can.
should.
Somewhere. I have relatives.
I know. Well, yeah, you just have to go and get their birth certificates and then bring them back to the
Why-
United States.
Italy. I mean, Italy doesn't seem like it's a good place politically either.
Yeah, but they've
Nothing
always been
seems-
fascist. You know what I'm saying? They're not like newly
Yeah,
fascist.
yeah.
So it's like you can get away.
Are
with
they
it.
more gay friendly in Italy?
I mean, I've never had a problem,
Sure.
and I'm pretty fucking gay. It's like everyone's like, "Do you want to go to Dubai?" And I was like, "I'm pretty sure they'll shoot me on sight." Do you know what I'm saying? It's like
people say go do a show in Dubai. I'm like, I don't
I'm
know
like,
the fucking rules.
I think I'm going to be decapitated at the airport.
Yeah.
So, but Italy, they love me.
Yeah.
They love me.
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So like, I would say probably they're fine with on paper. Like it's not the same. as like the Middle East.
Sure.
You know.
Sure. Those are the two.
I would
options.
venture to say. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, like, I don't know. It's probably listen. That's the thing is like being gay in America is like pretty fucking great. Like we still have it fucking good, you know, compared to other places on this earth.
Sure.
Like, you know, gay marriage is legal today. Which is great.
Sure.
You know, I mean, we have a Supreme Court that could fucking send it back to the states at any second. So we'll see. But today it's legal. It's pretty okay to be gay in this country compared to other countries.
Yeah, but that bar's pretty.
But that bar is pretty low.
Do you think there's any gay guy that wants to get a divorce
like being
and
murdered for being gay? Like that happens.
That still happens here,
which is
in a
crazy.
Place where,
well, yeah, I mean, there's hate crimes, but like that's crazy.
Do you think there's any gay guy out there right now who's married and wants divorce but just doesn't want to have the conversation?
And so they're like,
Send it back to
like
the
Supreme Court.
They're like, and that's why I voted for Trump.
Well, I told my husband that we got married in Florida, so if it gets dissolved, Florida will be the first state to do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have a list of people that I'm going to cheat on you with before we get remarried.
So romantic.
He loves when I say that.
So romantic.
You can find me everywhere at Gianmarco Soresi. I'm touring all the time. Gonna be in Europe. Gonna be in Milan.
Wow. Hey, ciao.
It's
Get
like a big pizza pie.
July 4th, I think. Big theater. Please come. Join the Patreon, patreon.com/downside. Find us on TikTok, on Instagram, and Reddit, where you can have show discussions.
And OnlyFans.
Yeah.
And someday OnlyFans.
Someday OnlyFans.
Yeah, do
Who
it.
knows?
And who do you think's getting it in further?
Oh.
You.
Yeah.
Look, your arm is a lot smaller than me.
Yeah, it's
I know, but your
thin.
asshole's way looser. This is the downside.
You're listening to The Downside
The downside.
with Gianmarco Soresi.